Now I want to bring two of the best Gary Kaltbaums with us, Michelle Schneider. Gary K. Now I know you're not a fan of these short squeeze names, at least some of these that we talk about. But here's the thing: this morning, 6 major Wall Street firms all upgraded Intuit. So I want to know the difference between a bunch of firms, these big, powerful Wall Street firms, all saying simultaneously that they like a stock, and a bunch of retail investors saying that they like a stock. Is there any difference in that?
Well, look, when you have 6 analysts come out, there's a lot of brokers, hedge funds, managers watching things like that. Intuit reported numbers better than expected. Retail, though, is another story right now. And remember Monday I said to you, Charles, I thought that the growth and the juicers are going to start flowing again, and we're getting it. And surprise, surprise, they're coming after the GameStop and the AMC again. And I don't own any. I'm jealous. I wasn't there on the down or up, and we'll let others do that. I need to have certain, what I would call substance to certain things. But God bless people. Listen, I have never had a problem with anybody making money in anything out there, and just keep fingers crossed it continues. And when wrong, be wrong fast, and be wrong small. When right, try to let them run as far as they can.
Great message. I think we got a lot of newbies listening. Fantastic word there. And Michelle, I know you've had some big winners that have been swept up in these short squeezes. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that they bought these names that were mega trend names. That's what people like, right? And you kind of use that in some of your investing as well. So just your thoughts. I mean, you've benefited from this phenomenon, and it hasn't gone away.
Not at all. And it's great what you say, Charles, about the megatrends, because it really gives you sort of a shopping list. So some of these megatrends that you just know are going to continue to emerge, like the whole 3D printing space. There was a huge short squeeze in DDD, and that's continuing here. And then Stratasys now looks ripe to go. So that's one place to go. Cannabis. Regardless of what you think, I still believe it's a mega trend as more and more states go legal. Tilray is another one that's gotten beaten up. So when I see those opportunities, I go striking in. I also really like Penn National. That thing got killed. But online gambling, especially as we start to head more into the sports season with football coming up in the summer, that's also going to be a great place to go. And it's already moving up. Same thing with telecommunications. Viacom got killed. Yeah. It's still a great stock. And then, of course, let's look at the EV space. Go ahead,
let me just mention that what you're saying, because I love when you share individual names. But the interesting thing, all those names were on the watch list of these retail investors, so they get where you're coming from. I do want to share something else, though. A great tweet I saw from Brandon Van Zee on upcoming offerings. We're talking the initial offerings, mostly SPACs. And he compared the names of them to horses at the racetrack. And I could just hear the racetrack announcer now. And we're off. Paymentus Holdings takes the early lead. Jupiter Wellness coming on strong. And down this stretch they come. Just another acquisition by a nose right in front of Flywire Holdings. Gary K. Listen, I could not help but think about you when I saw that. I know you hate these SPACs. They're out of control. Where's the demand coming from?
Do I have to follow what you just did, Charles? Oh, my goodness gracious. Forgive me, but I think this SPAC thing was a gargantuan money grab. And unfortunately, Wall Street always overdoes it. They came out with like 300 of them. Every one of them said, we're going to make electric vehicles or batteries or solar cells. We know that's not the case. You have a few of them said they had contracts, and they never did have contracts. And you're paying a stiff penalty. And the good news is the market's working. It's very tough now to bring a SPAC out. And that's good news, because I can promise you, they had too many startups. They're all going to get crushed in the next bear market. I suspect we're going to see a lot of 80 to 100% drops because some of those companies I was looking at, they were just made up out of thin air in the last 6 months. And it's a shame because, Wall Street needs to do better. And with this, in my eyes, is not the case.
It really does feel like a money grab by some of the most powerful people on Wall Street, and it doesn't smell right, that's for sure. Gary, Michelle, I wish we had much more time. There's so much more I would love to talk to you about. But that's it for us. We're at the finish line.